I'm Penny and this is my channel. So it's time for another news update video on all the updates of the gaming news that's been happening over the last week or so. And today I thought I'd start with something we might be seeing coming up at E3 in a few days' time. Gaming magazine Xbox 360 World has leaked a few titles that we might be seeing being announced by Microsoft at E3 in a few days' time. All we have to go off right now is a picture of the cover for the magazine, and it's got a little bit down the bottom, and it's got a little title that says E3 Show Preview, and it's got a few titles underneath, including Hitman 5, Modern Warfare 3, Halo HD, and Gears of War Exile. Gears of War Exile has actually already been trademarked, and there have been a few rumours going around about a Halo HD announcement, so it's pretty likely that we'll be seeing an announcement of these titles at E3 from Microsoft, which is pretty exciting. Good news for Xbox 360 owners. Professor Layton and the Specter's Flute, which was released for DS in Japan back in 2009, it's been announced that we'll be getting an English release of that game, titled under the new title, which is Professor Layton and the Last Specter. It's only been announced for a North American release at this point, but hopefully we'll be seeing a release in other regions as well. I'm assuming that it's going to be released on the DS and not the 3DS, as it was released on the DS back in 2009 in Japan. So even if it is only released in North America for NTSC consoles, since the DS isn't region locked, it means that anyone who does still have a DS and doesn't live in North America should be able to, hypothetically, get a copy of the game in and play it on the DS, since they will be able to. I have a 3DS and not a DS anymore, so hopefully, I'm not sure if that'll actually run other region DS games, but I guess I'll find out at some point. Otherwise, hopefully, we'll be getting a PAL release as well. Specter's Flute takes place at the very start of the Layton timeline. It's before the Japanese movie Eternal Diva, and it's before the right now unreleased Mask of Miracle 3DS game, so it is a pretty important game plot-wise, so hopefully it is released everywhere in English. And while we're on the subject of DS games, Capcom have announced that Phoenix Wright will be getting a live-action movie, which is pretty awesome. It's being directed by Japanese director Takashi Miike, excuse my pronunciation, who's directed a few other films recently, but more of his recent work has actually been aimed at adult audiences and not kids audiences at all, so I guess we'll see how this turns out. The movie is being produced by Nippon Television Network Corporation, and is currently estimated to be released around spring 2012. Hopefully it'll be making its way with either subtitles or English dub or whatever at some point soon after that. After a pretty disappointing release, it's been announced that Brink will be receiving its first DLC for free this June. The DLC is titled Agents of Change and is going to include maps, player abilities, weapon attachments, and new character outfits. Hopefully this DLC is going to kind of bring up the game, the people who own it and are currently disappointed in what it offers, so it's nice that they're offering it for free considering it was not received very well at all. And now some news for RTS fans. The first StarCraft 2 expansion pack, which is titled Heart of the Swarm, has had its trailer leaked online. I'll put a link up to it here so you guys can see it. Click right here. Heart of the Swarm is being centered around the character Sarah Kerrigan, and going off the trailer and what's been announced so far, which isn't that much, it does look like it'll be pretty fun. The fact that they've announced it and it's actually coming out at some point in the future means that I have to work on finishing the Wings of Liberty campaign at some point. So that's pretty exciting for StarCraft 2 fans, so keep an eye out for more information about that one. Activision have announced a new service titled Call of Duty Elite, and it's an online membership service for Call of Duty, obviously. The membership service is going to allow players to do a few more things with Call of Duty, including things like allowing players to form clans and groups, participate in competitions for prizes, share films, study maps and study weapons, track game stats, and more. It's going to be compatible with Black Ops, the unreleased Modern Warfare 3, and any future Call of Duty game releases. According to Activision, not all of the features in this service are going to require a subscription fee, but obviously a few will. We don't know that much about Call of Duty Elite at this point, but we will be finding out more over the next few days, so keep an eye out for that. This announcement has really turned a lot of players off Call of Duty as a franchise, which is probably not what Activision were aiming to do, but I guess we'll see how it turns out for them. And finally, the list of exhibitors that will be attending the EV Games Expo taking place on the Gold Coast in October this year has been announced. Nintendo, Sony and Microsoft have all been confirmed to be attending, as well as a huge list of game developers, which I will read for you now. The ones that have been confirmed include 2K, Activision, Capcom, Bethesda, I don't know how to pronounce that actually, Softworks, Codemasters, Disney Interactive Studios, EA, Konami, Incom, Namco, Bandai Partners, PopCap, QVC, Sega, Square Enix, THQ, and Ubisoft. There have been a few hardware and peripheral companies that have been confirmed to be attending as well, including Logitech, Plantronics, Turtle Beach, Bluemouth, and the Parrot AR drone, and they'll be showing off just new hardware things that they'll be coming out with, which is pretty cool. If you are unaware, the Expo is taking place on the 15th and 16th of October this year at the Gold Coast Convention and Exhibition Centre. I will be attending, so if you are, I might see you there. But that is all the news I've got for today, so I'll leave you guys with that. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and you learned something new, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, superpaniland, if you aren't subscribed already, and you can check out my Let's Plays on my other channel here, Panny Plays. I'll put a little linky up. Don't forget to check out my Twitter, my blog, and my Facebook. The links are all in the description, and I'll put links to all the news sources that I used today just so you guys can read a little more about anything you were interested in. But like I said, that's all for today. I'll see you guys on Friday when I put a new video up, but until then, bye!